Welcome to the lecture series. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the neuro-fuzzy modeling. So what is this neuro-fuzzy modeling? We know about the fuzzy logic systems and how the fuzzy logic system works, and we know the applications also. Now we are going to the new term called as neuro-fuzzy modeling. So this is a hybrid computation approach that integrates the artificial networks and the fuzzy logic to model a complex systems. As we know, we have a neural networks separately and a fuzzy logic system separately. So combined together, we are forming a neuro-fuzzy modeling to handle the complex systems. And this technique combines the learning and adaptive capability of the neural networks and the rule-based structure of the fuzzy logic, making it more featureable for the applications like in control systems, decision making and prediction tasks. And let us discuss about this architecture. So now you can see here we have the main blocks, like we have the neural network and with the combination of fuzzy logic, and we are doing the first step is we are converting the crisp set into the fuzzification, and these are the basic steps in the fuzzy if then rules, right? So first we are converting this crisp set into fuzzification. Now we are applying the neural networks, and along with that we are also giving the fuzzy rule base. So fuzzy rule base, as we know, it is if then rules. And after applying these both, we are going for the defuzzification. And now once again we are converting it to the crisp output. So this is the basic operation of the neuro-fuzzy modeling. And in the neuro-fuzzy modeling, we know that the key components, first one is fuzzy logic and second one is neural networks. So in fuzzy logic, what are the operations compressed here is fuzzification, inference engine and defuzzification. So fuzzification, as we know, we have discussed in the fuzzy logic lecture, it is nothing but conversion of the crisp set into the fuzzy values. And after the fuzzification, we will have to inference. So what is the inference process is applying fuzzy rules to the process inputs. So now we are going to convert the inputs into the fuzzy member functions. And next one is defuzzification. Now we have applied the member functions and we know the how many member functions are available. Once again the process is completed, we convert the fuzzy result into the crisp set. So fuzzy set is nothing but 0 to 1, whereas crisp set value is 0 and 1. So what is the neural networks component here? And this is a interconnected neurons that learn patterns from the data. So it has an internal connection, and this internal connection learns the patterns and relations between the data. So this uses the algorithm like backpropagation to adjust the weights. So here the main term is weight, which determines the which path is most optimal path and which is the most optimal result. And it can be approximate for the complex nonlinear functions also. Now we can see our architecture here. We have the three main layers, that is input layer, hidden layer and the output layer. So now we'll get into the artificial neural network. So deeply we will discuss what is this neural networks, and then we go for the combination of this neuro and fuzzy systems. Now we know artificial neural networks, it is contains artificial neurons, like, right? Because it performs the same as the human neurons. So it is the DNA from our human neurons. So they have developed an algorithm which performs exactly like the DNA. So it is the duplicate of our DNA. So we can also compare this human neurons and the artificial neurons, and we can interlink how it works. Okay. So it mainly contains the neurons, and which is called as units. And what is the purpose of this unit is they are arranged in a series of layers that together constitute the whole artificial neural network in a system. So main thing is it consists of the neurons, which is termed as units in neural networks, and they are arranged in a series and which forms the whole neural network. And the layer can only have a dozen units or millions of units, and that depends upon the complex neural networks and were required for the hidden parameters to be learned. And commonly we have input layer, output layer, hidden layers, and this hidden layers depends upon the data set. And each of these connections have weights, and we have termed this in the previous slide itself, right? And it determines the influence of one weight on the another unit. So we can calculate this weight depending upon the another units which is considered in the data set. And as a data transfer from one unit to another, a neural network learns more and more about the data and its relationship, and this eventually results in an output, forming an output layer. And here, as I said, we can have a comparison of a human biological neuron and artificial neuron. So we will learn how this artificial neural networks works equivalently with our human neural networks. So first we have a picture, have a look of it. We have a dendrites, and this dendrites acts as our inputs in our artificial neural networks. And we have a cell body which is called cell body, and inside we have a nucleus, and this cell nucleus is called as nodes. And here you can see we have the nodes like B, which is carried over, and next one is synapses, and which is called as weights. So here you can see W1, W2, which is acts as weights. So we have dendrites and cell nucleus and synapses, and this synapses acts as a weight. Axon, you can see axon is the path, right? So this is an output. Here you can see the output acts as an axon in our biological neuron. So here the main another term is activation, which is considered in our neural networks. What is this activation is? In biological neurons, activation is the firing rate of the neuron, which happens whenever the impulse are strong enough to reach the threshold. But whereas in artificial neurons, we need a function to impulse it, right? So we are using a mathematical function known as an activation function, and which can stimulate the input to the output and execute the activations. So in this lecture here, we can close here by learning the what is introduction of neuro and fuzzy, and what is the artificial neural networks, and it is compared with our biological neurons, right? In the next lecture series, we will discuss about the neuro-fuzzy modeling and its types, and its architectures and applications. Thank you.